You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, and let's get started. Hey, single smart female, it's your romantic fairy godmama coming to you today with a romantic fairy godmama quickie. Now, today's quickie topic is, should you support a man that you are dating? And I'm going to give you the short answer. The short answer is, if you're dating him exclusively, no. And definitely don't go into a relationship with a man that you have to support. Now, before everybody's heads kind of explode, let me break this down and explain this a little bit. Now, I am specifically talking about women. Probably this isn't a perfect number, but let's say you're already established in your career. You're, let's say, 26 and all the way up. Now, if we're talking about, let's say, you're both in university or something like that, I'm not specifically talking to these women. I'm talking about women who are established, maybe even 28 and up, maybe 30 and up. That's who I'd like to address right now. I see this happen too often where women will come to me and they're basically exclusively dating somebody that they started off having to support and they continue to have to support. And this person tends to be somebody that's going from the man, tends to be somebody that's going from gig to gig, who has these big dreams and he's going to make her life amazing, but yet just year after year, she continues to have to support him. And here's the deal. As I'm breaking this down, I want you to know it is okay to include a man who is financially not stable in your mantourage, but it's not okay to exclusively date him. Now, if you're saying, but Jen, what about women who work and then men who stay at home? That's usually a completely different scenario, and we're not even talking that right now because we're in the dating phase of things. And specifically, if you're here with me, we're in the mantourage dating phase of things. That's something that is agreed upon after marriage or committed relationship, and they have an established relationship for a very long time. And this man has proven himself that he's not just there so that you can support him. And again, I don't find anything wrong with it. I will say, as a little caveat, is there are quite a few women who do this and they end up, regardless of how much they love the man, they don't like the dynamic. They don't like the feeling. So I think it's okay. I definitely think it's okay, even if it's an unpopular view these days, to say that it is perfectly fine to prioritize men who are financially stable. It's okay to include one. I wouldn't include more than one in your mantourage, but I definitely think it's okay to prioritize men who are financially stable because there is an energy about that will resonate with you more. Many times we end up dating men who are not financially stable because we are insecure and we like the momentary emotional gains we get from that relationship because they tend to be adoring in the moment. But as somebody who married one of these men, let me tell you, over time, it becomes exhausting. And that emotional caretaking that they do at the beginning eventually turns into resentment and anger and bitterness by both parties. Men mostly, I'm not going to say exclusively, but mostly are happy when they have work and a career to attend to aside from being in a romantic relationship with you. So I'm going to say over and over again, I do not think that adored women should date men that they have to support, especially not exclusively. Now, if you're saying, what do you mean by support? Are you talking paying for dates? Are you talking about having to give money? Well, honestly, the answer is, in my world, is absolutely 100% hell no if you're having to give them money. If you want to pay for a date or two, great. If you're including them part of your mantourage, that's perfectly fine too. I would though for the most part, limit it to types of dates that when you spend time with him that he is able to afford. And meaning, less expensive dates. Now, also, if you're dating one of these men and all you're ever doing is going back to your house to physically hook up, you're screwing yourself as well. Just FYI. I want you to know that so that you're not shocked if it doesn't work out, because a lot of times it doesn't work out. But I want to save you a lot of heartache. I've seen, especially over, during financial crisis, during things happening in the world where everything's really iffy, very smart, successful women, they feel so bad and they really like somebody. They feel so bad. And then all of a sudden these men come to them, especially when you meet them online. If they come to you with this sob story after knowing them for a little while or even for a longer while, with this sob story about how they can't find a job, they can't do this, they can't do that. I know it sounds very heartless of me, but I think that you should nip that shit in the bud right there and just move on, instead of thinking that it is your obligation to financially support them, instead of taking care of your world and your family, the things that are there. It's not a great exchange for women to be supporting men, especially, like I said, in the dating phase, or in our case, the mantourage phase. So again, if you're exclusively dating him, the answer is no. You need to cut that shit out. Okay? It never works out the way that you want it to. Even if it checks all the boxes of working out, I can guarantee you underneath that all, there's a part of you that resents every piece of this. Number 2, it is okay to include a man who's financially not stable in your mantourage, but no more than one man. And remember, finally, it's definitely okay to prioritize men who have their financial shit together, just like you. Hey, Lover Girl. Thanks for joining me today and texting this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends. If you have a question that you'd like to submit for on-air consideration or want to learn more about working with me, then meet me over at singlesmartfemale.com. See you there.